We turned a profit on a Monday, and today we get the champions. Let's get some bets in. Hey there, what's going on, everybody? Of course, it's Jason Mattis here with Winning Bets, giving you guys those free winning sports bets each and every single day. We're on the Tuesday edition here, and good morning to you guys. Hope you guys are off to a good start on your Tuesday morning. We made money on a Monday. That is rare-ish around here. We make money on Mondays, but I think more times than not, we don't make money on Mondays. Yesterday, we were able to put some money up in our pocket. It all started off with that Arsenal versus Crystal Palace game. That was a loser for us, as unfortunately, Arsenal was unable to win that game. They got an early goal, and I think maybe about the 7th or 8th minute. And then watching that game, it's like the switch was flipped. It was all Palace from that. Palace was better in attack. Thought they were better in possession. Thought they created more chances. Thought they created more threatening chances. So just a disappointing showing there by Arsenal, given the fact that they had their A lineup. They were at home. Kind of give you guys the information about Palace's away struggles and what have you. But it's sports. Things don't always go your way, and that was one that didn't go our way. But Monday Night Football certainly went our way. We hit all three of our player props, and we just missed Bills minus 4.5. The player props, of course, Stephon Diggs went up over 6.5 receptions. Stephon Diggs went up over 81.5 yards. And Emmanuel Sanders went up over 54.5 yards. And, of course, we lost Bills minus 4.5. You know what? I hate losing bets just as much as you guys do. But if you're going to lose bets, at least be entertained. And that was certainly a very, very entertaining game. Bills would get a lead. Titans would come right back. Bills could never really get any separation. How about the Titans pulling out all the tricks out of that bag, doing the crazy on that one kickoff? The guy did a fake pass backwards, and there was nobody behind him to throw it to. I thought that was quite a strange play. And then they tried to do the Music City Miracle again, which, obviously you looked at that replay. Boy, if he throws that thing backwards, that's going to hit, and that's going to be a touchdown right there. So, yeah, Vrabel was pulling out all the tricks. Derrick Henry had himself an absolute monster game. Thought maybe he could have a monster game, even though the stats would suggest otherwise. But it just felt like if the Titans were going to do what they did last night, either hang around the game or maybe even pull off the upset win, it was going to be because of Derrick Henry. And yeah, he was an absolute beast. I've never been happier to see him rip off a big run, because obviously we had him in that same game parlay. So yeah, did a very silent fist pump there for that same game parlay. But of course, same game parlay was also a loser, as the Bills were unable to finish that game. And then how about their NHL Dogs? The NHL Dogs were profitable. 4 NHL games, went 2-2 on those NHL Dogs. So that was nice, putting money up in our pocket. So yeah, yesterday we put 1.82 units in your pocket. And it doesn't matter, guys, if you're not betting the NHL Dogs. And if I had to take a guess, I'm probably the only one riding the NHL Dogs. I know a couple of you guys did it in the beginning, but I have a feeling Saturday, when there were 14 NHL games and only 5 winners, underdogs went ahead and won. I bet, if I had to take a guess, I bet everybody dropped out of those NHL Dogs. I'm doing that alone. So that being said, I obviously made 1.82 units yesterday. If you're not betting NHL Dogs, you still made money yesterday. Those 3 prop bets that hit on Monday Night Football were enough to cover the Arsenal loss and the Bills spread loss. So be happy and congratulate your guys' self and pat yourself on the back for a very good Monday of putting some money up in your pocket. Before we get on into the games, it's Tuesday. So what does Tuesday mean? Tuesday means we always talk about the NFL games that we're in, and the NFL Eliminator and the NFL Pigskin Pick'em contest. Let's, of course, start with that Eliminator contest for the back-to-back weeks. We had all 10 people go in, and all 10 people survived. So congratulations to all 10 of you. We had the Rams. 4 people picked the Rams, including myself. Got an easy, no-sweat win right there. Obviously, the Rams dominated the Giants right there. 3 people took the Colts. Another no-sweat win going up against the Texans. So congratulations to those Colt pickers. The Chiefs. 2 people went ahead and backed the Chiefs up against that Washington football team. They got a scare. They had a scare. I mean, the Chiefs certainly kind of pulled away there a little bit late in that game, and obviously they ended up covering the spread. But I would think that if you were a Chiefs fan, that was a little bit of an uncomfortable watch going up there against Washington. And, of course, one person picked the Bengals. I actually thought that was a very, very sneaky good pick. So congratulations to that individual, as obviously that was an absolute no-sweat winner there up against the Lions. So 2 weeks in a row, everybody has survived. I look forward to seeing who's going to pick what in week 7. Always love the NFL Eliminator. Always love. I don't know about you guys, but I'm always so nervous to lock in a pick. And then on Sunday watching the games, I'm equally as nervous because I love that contest. Absolutely love it. Can't wait to see how far we can all make it. Let's see how it goes. All right, let's now move it over to the Pigskin Pick'em contest. Let's go ahead and start with that straight contest. We're at a 5-way tie. Incredible. A nice 5-way tie. Straight up was the winner, though, because we always look at the tiebreaker. The tiebreakers are who can correctly predict the most points in Monday Night Football. There were 65 points in Monday Night Football. Straight up predicted 64. Absolutely fantastic job. Hopefully he went ahead and bet the over in that game because obviously straight up was completely dialed in. So congratulations to him. Get a nice victory right there. If we moved over to the spread contest, we had Drywall guy come through with a nice victory. Drywall won a couple weeks ago. I couldn't remember if it was the straight or the spread contest, but either way, Drywall guy got a victory a handful of weeks ago. So nice to see him come back and get another victory right there. So yeah, it's a new week. As we know what happens with new weeks, everybody starts with 0 points, so anybody can win. So don't be frustrated by a bad result in NFL Week 6. Come back stronger in Week 7 and take my money. So straight up, and Drywall guy, hit me up on Twitter, drop me your PayPal information, and I'll send each of you guys $20. All right, it's one of our favorite days in sports. It's the champions. What does that song do to you guys? Does it just get you guys fired up? It may be like a soft, kind of subtle song, but the way it kind of ramps up, I just love that theme song there for the Champions League. We get Champions League, of course, for the next 2 days. So let's go ahead and break down all of these games, and as we break down these games, I'll go ahead and hit you guys with the bets that I have in them. For the first one, it's Pigskin versus Sporting, a complete stay-away game for me. I just don't feel comfortable with either one of these two teams, how they've been performing so far in the Champions League group stage. I don't know if this is going to go over 2.5. I don't know if both teams score. I don't know if under. This was just an ultimate, I couldn't settle on a pick. If you can't settle on a pick, no need to force action. So we'll go ahead and stay away from Pigskin versus Sporting. The next one going on earlier, 11:45 a.m. Central Time, is Club Brugge going up against City. This one I do have a bet in, and I already went ahead and tweeted this out. I'm on City to score on both halves at -110 up over at DraftKings. Look, I went ahead and removed anything that could spoil a Manchester City win because we've seen what Club Brugge has done. We saw what they did up against PSG. You're going to get a nice 1-1 draw up against PSG. And then we also saw what they did up against Leipzig, beating Leipzig. We actually bet PSG on their team total. We bet Leipzig on the money line. And Club Brugge has done nothing but hurt us. But this is an opponent in City where let's go ahead and remove the result, not worry about City maybe winning the game. I think City's going to find the back of the net, at least in both of the halves. This is a competition where even if City gets 2-3 goals in the first half, you don't let your foot off the gas pedal in Champions League. You keep it down and you keep scoring goals. So I'm not worried about any potential big lead in the first half and City, pulling back the reins in the second half. That just doesn't happen in Champions League. I want to add City to keep a clean sheet because it's at plus money. I just can't quite get there because Brugge has been playing really good so far in this group stage. But if there's any team that knows how to possess the ball, you guys know we watch City all the time, obviously, in the Premier League. They're just really good at ball possession and keeping it away from you. And even when you have it, you don't get all that whole hell of a lot of quality shots on target. So I want to get to the betting window on City to keep a clean sheet at even money, and I just don't think I can quite do it. Maybe look for me on Twitter after we see those lineups. Maybe I'll go ahead and pull the trigger on that, or maybe if the value gets a little bit more better in plus money, we'll go ahead and pull the trigger on that. But for sure, for starters, I've already tweeted it. I'm telling you guys right now, City to score in both halves at -110. That is definitely a bet I'm going to go ahead and do right there. The next one, we got Ajax versus Dortmund. This one's going to be a fascinating game, goes. Get your popcorn. The sportsbook, though, has kind of made this one hard to bet because you got to go all the way up to over 3.5 goals to kind of get the juice down and get it, in your comfort zone. Both teams will score, obviously, is, way juiced up. Both of these teams should certainly find the back of the net. Dortmund's been leaky all season long. Ajax has been filling up the net. Dortmund always fills up the back of the net. Holland's back into that team, scoring a brace over there on the weekend. So I just couldn't make this game work. I mean, there could certainly be 4 goals, but 4 goals is a lot in soccer. I mean, you guys have been watching soccer for a long time. 4 goals is a lot. Why I think 4 goals will happen, I just can't bet it. I mean, I can't bet it. You can't do 2.5 and both teams to score because there's too much juice on that. So unfortunately, Ajax versus Dortmund is a stay away for me. I'll just go ahead and watch that one. Enjoy watching the game. The next one we got here is Atletico versus Liverpool. This one I do have a bet for it. I'm taking Atletico and Liverpool under 2.5 goals at -125 up over at points. But you saw with Atletico has generally been struggling here in the Champions League. I know that wasn't the case last time out up against AC Milan, but look what they did up against Chelsea last year. In the knockout stage, they didn't get a shot on target at home. They didn't get a shot on target. I mean, that's absolutely pathetic. Or maybe they did get one. Either way, it was either 1 or 0 shots on target. Is Liverpool as good as Chelsea defensively? I would probably lean no, but I don't think Liverpool's all that hell off. I absolutely don't find they're all that hell off from where Chelsea is in terms of their back line, goalkeeper. They're going to have their players that were involved in international break in the South American countries right there, as those players flew all the way to Madrid straight. They didn't even go to England where they'd have to do quarantine and all that mess right there. So the players are ready. Alisson will be back in there. Fabinho will be back in there. Expect expect Liverpool to have a strong lineup. And Atletico, they're always tough at home. They're always tough. I know Liverpool's got a lot of offensive firepower, but Diego Simeone will set this team up to get a result. I think it'll be a nice low-scoring affair. So under 2.5 at -125 for me, and let's go with Liverpool. The next one we got here on the slate is Porto versus AC Milan. I think this will be a good game, and I don't be surprised if Porto gets a result. You're going to look at this and say, oh, AC Milan. Not so fast. AC Milan has a young squad so far this season. I don't know if Ibrahimovic is going to go ahead and play in this game or not, but either way, just AC Milan's not all that impressive in what they're doing so far this season. Young squad, trying to get their feet up under them. They'll put up a good fight here up against Porto. Don't kid yourself. I think it'll be a good, entertaining game, but I'm not going to be all that surprised if Porto can get a result. Obviously, it's at home. They've been doing pretty good domestically. Champions League been slipping up a little bit. Obviously got smashed by Liverpool last time out, I believe it was. We bet that game. We got to win. I don't know if that was match day 1 or 2. Can't quite remember, but either way, I mean, just got a nice, easy cash up against that one right there, up against Liverpool. So, but I think both these teams will find the back of the net. Porto will have some great spell being at home, and AC Milan has enough firepower. Will also find the back of the net, and Porto's a little bit leaky on that back end. So I like both teams to score in this picture at -135 up over at DraftKings. So that's what we'll do in Porto versus AC Milan. We've also got Inter versus Sheriff as the next matchup, and this feels like I'm late to the party, right? Sheriff is obviously absolutely shocked. I mean, they're in first place in this group. I mean, nobody predicted, obviously, except for Professor. He's a great loyal supporter here on the show. At last match day week, I put out all the bets, and he commented on the video like, watch out for Sheriff. And sure enough, Sheriff, got a late winner up against Real Madrid. They sit top of the table. It feels like you're late to the party, though. Like, if I hop on Sheriff, they have to go to Milan. That's obviously going to be pretty tough. I just don't want to be in. I haven't also watched Sheriff games. That's part of the problem. This is actually one of the games I'm going to be watching today because I want to learn more about Sheriff and exactly who they are and their formation and their tactics and what have you not. But I just can't get to the betting window on this one. Is Sheriff going to keep playing outstanding in the group stage and keep racking up 3 points at a time, or is Inter Milan going to go ahead and put their dominance over them? So far, obviously, Shakhtar and Real Madrid have not been able to solve that Sheriff puzzle. So this one, to me, is another stay-away game, but I will be watching this game, so look to see if we go ahead and bet this reverse fixture, because all these games today on match day 3 will happen again on match day 4. So let's watch this game and see if then we can't make a bet on match day 4 versus Inter versus Sheriff. The next one we got here is we got PSG versus Leipzig. PSG at home. All their players that were involved in international break in the South America countries, they're going to be ready to go back in this game. So Marquinhos is obviously the main one for me, at least. And then obviously Messi certainly comes back, but more to me, Marquinhos, right? He's the reason we took Angers, both teams to score last Friday, because he's out. I mean, he's a really good center back, but he's going to be back in the squad right there. I think they can handle Leipzig here at home. Leipzig's, good performance up against City in match day number 1, bad performance up against Club Brugge in match day number 2. PSG at home, think they can get the job done, think they'll score 2 goals in that process. So to me, it's PSG on that money line. Parlay that with over 1.5 goals, and you can get that at -144 over at FanDuel. So that's how we'll roll there in PSG versus Leipzig. And then the last game is Shakhtar versus Real Madrid. I mean, how are you going to bet this one? Shakhtar has beaten Real Madrid last campaign or 2 campaigns ago in the Champions League in the group stage, beat them both times and scored 5 goals in that process. So obviously Shakhtar has Real's number. They're just not going to be scared at all. They're at home, tons of momentum with what they're able to do up against Real Madrid. Like I said, either last season or 2 seasons ago in the Champions League. So this one's another stay away for me. And also Shakhtar, I mean, we did a both teams to score bet last match day in that Inter versus Shakhtar game, and Shakhtar looks bad, to be quite frankly. I mean, they did not look all that great. They didn't have a lot of attack in them. I didn't think they created a whole hell of a lot of chances. So this one to me feels like an unders game. I mean, that's actually what it feels like. It feels like under 2.5 in Shakhtar versus Real Madrid, but I'm not going to bet it. I feel good with the 4 bets we have. I feel good. We didn't force any action. There's some other games, the Sporting, Spestikas, Shakhtar, Real Madrid. Maybe we could force a bet, but I don't force bets. I feel good about these 4 bets, so we'll roll with these 4 bets, and we'll leave Shakhtar and Real Madrid alone. So we'll go ahead and do City to score in both halves at -110. We'll go and do Atletico Liverpool under 2.5 at -125. Do Porto and AC Milan, both teams to score at -135. And do PSG over 1.5 at -144. We can't let this show end without talking about some NHL Underdogs, and the NHL Underdogs got us back on track yesterday. Absolutely love that coin. 2-2 and pulling in up over a unit of profit. We got a plus 165 to hit yesterday, and we got a plus 170 to hit yesterday. So a very, very good day for those NHL Dogs. So it's back to the well today. We got 9 games today. If you're new to this show, we are blindly betting NHL Dogs. There is no analysis. There's no nothing other than the trend of dogs being profitable earlier on the season. That's the only analysis you're getting. Otherwise, don't be mad if you tail these and all the bets lose and we go 0-9. I ain't got nothing. I got no analysis for this other than let's go ahead and back those NHL Dogs. So let's do the Avalanche at plus 108. Let's do the Stars at plus 115. Let's do the Sharks at plus 135. The Kraken at plus 132. Panthers at plus 108. Sabres at plus 135. Blue Jackets at plus 100. Blackhawks at plus 105. Jets at plus 130. Kings at plus 126. And the Ducks will round it out at a plus 230 right there for our Tuesday night NHL Dogs. Woo, 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 woo. Let's get those dogs barking. But that's not the only dog that we want barking tonight. No, the NBA starts tonight. And what do we know about the NBA? Well, in the MLB, underdogs tailed off. In the NFL, the underdogs tailed off. NHL's to be determined. We don't really know what's going to go on with that. But the NBA, we know that was the one league throughout the entire season. NBA dogs were profitable. So, of course, we're back in the NHL or the NBA dogs. Of course. Again, no analysis. We're blindly betting NBA dogs. No analysis whatsoever. Just blindly betting NBA dogs. So, we're taking the Nets at plus 102 over at Bet Rivers. And we're taking the Warriors at plus 140 up over at DraftKings. Let's see if the NBA dogs can remain profitable, much like they were last season. Really looking forward to this one and seeing if it can be profitable throughout that entire season. Because if we can ride this for, 82-game season? Oh, that would be really, really nice. They were up thousands. The dogs were up thousands and thousands of dollars. Let me see if I can dig up that tweet. Obviously I show you guys all these screenshots and what have you. I generally keep this stuff. Let's see if I can find that out. On tomorrow's show, I'll share that exact number. But I believe it was around $5 or $6 grand. The NBA dogs were profitable over the course of the season. So see if I can find that information. But either way, you've been around here long enough on this show. You know the dogs have been profitable. I'm not bullshitting anybody. So let's see if the Nets and Warriors can't start us off with wins tonight. That being said, let's go ahead and do the recap and get you guys on your way. We're going to take City to score in both halves at minus 110. We're going to take Atletico and Liverpool under 2.5 at minus 125. Take Porto and AC Milan, both teams to score at minus 135. Go ahead and take PSG money line. Parlay that with over 1.5, and you can get that at minus 144. And of course, we're backing the NHL underdogs and the NBA underdogs. The only other thing I'll add about the NBA is we were actually profitable in the NBA till March. I mean, definitely the whole month of March. I mean, the wheels absolutely fell off between all the COVID BS that was happening, between all the late games crashes, between all the reduced minutes. I wouldn't say I went on tilt during the month of March, but I was getting pretty pissed with all the COVID issues and injuries. And like I said, last minute, just lineup changes and reduced minutes I went on a terrible, terrible slide during the month of March. And if somebody says, hey, I think that actually started in the month of February, okay, I won't disagree. Maybe it did start in the month of February. But that being said, we're going to get back to winning NBA player props like we did for easily the majority of the NBA season. But let's just go ahead and give it a couple weeks, right? We don't need to force any action. We don't know who these teams are going to be. We don't know what their, MO is going to be, their strategy is going to be. So there are some player props I kind of like tonight. The best one I like is Blake Griffin under 7.5 points. We've cashed a lot of Blake Griffin up under his point total last year. Under 7.5 is that plus money, but I don't know. If you look at the Nets' second unit, he's probably one of the better players on that second unit, maybe behind Harris. So he's going to get some touches in the paint. So maybe he does go up over 7.5. So let's just see. Let's give it like 2 weeks or maybe just a week. Let's see what these players are doing in their systems, new coaches, new philosophies, all that going on. And the NBA prop bets, they will resume, but let's just give it a week or two, and then we'll start cashing NBA player props, much like we were last season. All right, guys, there it is. There's today's show. Go enjoy your Tuesday. Enjoy the Champions League action, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.